All right, we are live. All right, here we are. How y'all doing, everybody? This is your boy King Gabe here. We got a bonus. Oh, oh, okay. I was wondering where that vibration was coming from on my phone. But anyway, I got a bonus Bible reading live stream tonight. There, um, perfect fit for Sunday night. Yeah. So yeah, so that's like I said, I do want to. I know we're in November now. The goal was I was trying to get to Joshua at the start of November, but yeah, don't let's see. Let's take a look at them because I think it's like 30 something chapters in Deuteronomy, and we're at the 20th chapter. So I think we are at. I think we got they even got a song for Moses at the end of this. Okay. So there's 34 chapters in Deuteronomy. So we're at the 20th chapter. We're about to go on and get into this then see how far we get tonight. Yeah, like I say again, it was supposed to November 5th would have been me starting with Joshua. But like I say, maybe a little late, but we might. But like I say, I got my vacation next week, so yeah, chances are we could possibly might have who know might I would say it's a possibility that we could finish this week. We're gonna see with this bonus reading here. So just see and then see what comes up. As the week progresses. So anyway, let's go on and get into this then. Not waste a whole lot of time here, so we can see how far we can get here. That way I can have a new setup when I start on Joshua there. All right. Okay, so to chapter 20 of Deuteronomy, we're going laws concerning warfare. Hmm. And when you go out to war against your enemies and see horses and chariots, an army larger than your own, you shall not be afraid of them. For the Lord your God is with you, who brought you up out of the land of Egypt. I was thinking that when I read, you'll not be afraid of him. I was thinking about Egypt. Yes, when remember the Red Sea. When they was when they remember the Ten Commandments when Nathan was like, whoa, he delivered you to death. Like, fear not. And oh wait, but and then also the Moses episode from Greatest Adventure Stories of the Bible. And it was like, it's the army of the Pharaoh. They have us trapped. Fear not, and stand still and witness the power of the Lord. You see, that pillar of cloud is moving in front of them to hide us. Hold up. The cloud will pass soon, and then with their backs up to the sea, they cannot escape. And then that's when Moses stepped out there. Lord told him to go out there and raise that staff. Red Sea went to splitting up there in half for that dry land to appear for them to walk on. Now, people of Israel, cross the sea! Cross the sea! Went there across. And then when Pharaoh's army tried to go after them, sea came back down and drowned them there. Yeah, so that was the first thing I was thinking of. Number 2, verse 2. And when you draw near to the battle, the priest shall come forward to speak to the people. He shall say to them, Hear, O Israel, today you are drawing near for battle against your enemies. Let not your heart be faint. Do not fear or panic or be in dread of them, for the Lord your God is he who goes with you to fight for you against your enemies, to give you the victory. Then the officer shall speak to the people, saying, Is there any man who has built the new house and has not dedicated it? Let him go back to his house, lest he die in battle. Another man dedicated. Let him go back to his blade. And there's any man who has planted a vineyard, who has not enjoyed its fruit. Let him go back to his house, lest he die in battle, another man enjoy its fruit. Hmm. Okay. And if there any man who has betrothed a wife and has not taken her, let him go back to his house unless lest he die in battle and another man take her. And the officers shall speak further to the people and say, is there any man who is fearful or faint hearted? Let him go back to his house, let he make the hearts of his fellows melt like his own. And when the officers have finished speaking to the people, and the comrades have been appointed to the head of at the head of the people, when you draw near to a city to fight against it, offer terms of peace to it. And if it responds to you peacefully and it opens to you, then all the people who are found in it shall do forced labor for you and shall serve you. But if it makes no peace with you, but makes war against you, well, then you shall besiege it. And when the Lord your God gives it into your hand, you shall put all its males to the sword, but the women and the little ones and the livestock, everything else in the city, all is spoil, you shall take as you plunder for yourselves. You shall enjoy the spoils of your enemies, which the Lord your God has given to you. Thus you shall do to all the cities that are far from you, which are not cities of the nation here, but the cities of these people that the Lord your God is giving you for an inheritance. You shall save alive nothing that breathes. You shall devote them to complete destruction, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, the Jebusites, as the Lord has commanded, and that they may not teach you to do according to their abominable practice that they have done for their gods, and so you sin against the Lord your God. Don't want no temptation there. When you besiege a city for a long time, making war against it in order to take it, you shall not destroy its trees by wielding an axe against them. You may eat from them, but you shall not cut them down. Are the trees in the field human that they should be besieged by you? Only the trees that you know are not trees of food may you destroy and cut down, that you may build siege works against the cities that make war with you until it falls. Hmm. So that's what the warfare. Chapter 21, the atonement for unsolved murders. It started to make me unsolved murders, making me think of and if y'all hadn't seen it yet, the little short that EJ just put up. I think it's a few of them about who done one of them who done it there. If he was in a horror movie as well as also a murder there. So if in the land that the Lord your God is giving you to possess, someone is found slain, laying in an open country, and it is not known who killed them, then your elders and your judges shall come out. They shall measure the distance of the surrounding cities, and the elders of the city that is nearest to the slain shall take a heifer that has never been worked, has not pulled the yoke, and the elders of that city shall bring the heifer down the valley with running water, either which is neither plowed or sown, break the heifer's neck there in the valley. And by the way, they're talking about the animal heifer, just to clear that up for you guys. Then the priests, the sons of Levi, shall come forward for the Lord. Your God has chosen them to minister and bless you in the name of the Lord. And by the word, every dispute and every assault shall be settled. They and all the elders of the city nearest to the slain shall wash their hands and shall not did not shed this blood, and did not and nor did our eyes see the shed, except atonement, O Lord, for your people whom are redeemed. Do not set the guilt of the innocent blood in the midst of your people, for their blood guilt be atoned for so you shall purge the guilt of innocent blood from your midst when you do what's right in the sight of the Lord. By the way, I noticed I got a couple people in here. Glad y'all are here. Welcome to the stream. Definitely make sure y'all give a like. Give a like while y'all in here. Let YouTube know that this bonus live stream is really kicking off here. YouTube can know how well these Bible readings are going as well as the other live streams. So yeah, put a like in there while y'all in here. Marrying female captives. When you go out to war against your enemies, and the Lord your God gives them into your hand, you shall take them captive, and you see among the captives a beautiful woman, and you desire to take her to be your wife, and you bring her home to your house. Shave she shall shave her head and pare her nails. She shall take off her clothes in which she was captured and remain in your house. The limit her father and her mother a full month. After that, you may go into her and be her husband, and she shall be your wife. But if you no longer delight in her, you shall let her go where she wants. You will not sell her for money, nor shall you treat her as a slave, since you have humiliated her. Okay. The inheritance rights of firstborn. You know what that's making me think of? Think of my two boys from the book of Genesis way back, Jacob and Esau. Oh boy, Jake say when they were kind of at each other there for that birthright. Hey, Jacob, I'm hungry. I need something. Give me some of that. Give me some of that venison you got up there. That look good. Well, I'll sell it to you for your birthright. Uh, well, I'm pretty hungry. Okay, go on, take the birthright. I just need something to eat. Okay, here. Yeah, man. Pretty much pretty much the Zach and Cody of the Old Testament there. Oh boy. If so the rights of the firstborn, if a man has two wives, the loved one and the other unloved one, and both the loved and the unloved have borne him children, and if the firstborn son belongs to the unloved, boy, firstborn, then on that day, when he assigns his possession as an inheritance to his sons, he may not treat the son of the loved one as the firstborn in preference to the son of the unloved, who is the firstborn. He shall acknowledge the firstborn, the son of the unloved, by giving him a double portion of all he has, for he is the first fruits of his strength. The right of the firstborn is his, and then a rebellious son. If a man has a stubborn and rebellious son who will not obey the voice of his father or the voice of his mother, and though they discipline him, will not listen to them, then the mother and his father shall take hold of him and bring him to the elders of the city at the gate of the place where he lives. They shall say to the elders of the city, this is our son. This our son is stubborn and rebellious. He will not obey our voice. He is a glutton and a drunkard, and all the men of the city will stone him to death with stones. You shall purge the evil from your midst, and all of Israel shall hear and feel. That's an Old Testament for you, like I say. And a man hanged on a tree is cursed. If a man has committed a crime punishable by death, he is to be put to death. You will hang him on the tree. His body shall not remain all night on the tree. You shall bury him the same day. The hanged man is cursed by God. You shall not defile the land that your Lord your God is giving you for an inheritance. And chapter 22, some various laws. You shall not see your brother's ox or his sheep going astray. You shall not see your brother's ox or sheep going astray and ignore them. You shall take them back to your brother. And if he does not live near you, and you do not know who he they not know who he is, you shall bring it home to your house. It shall stay with you until your brother seeks it. Then you will restore it to him. And honestly, I don't know how would you not know your brother? Hmm. That'd be like me not knowing my brothers on my well my step brothers, but yeah, they're pretty much my brothers, or even my sisters for that matter. And don't get me started with my cousins there. Yeah. So not restore them. Like you shall do the same with his donkey or his garment or with any lost thing of your brother's which he loses and you find, you may not ignore it. You shall see your brother's donkey or his ox fallen down by the way, and ignore. You shall not see your brother's donkey or his ox fallen down by the way and ignore them. You shall help him lift them up again. A woman shall not wear a man's garment, nor shall a man put on a woman's cloak. For whoever does these things is an abomination to the Lord your God. If you come across a bird's nest in any tree or on the ground with young ones or eggs, and the mother sitting on the young or on the eggs, you shall not take the mother with the young. You shall let the mother go, and the young you may take for yourself, that you may go well with you, and you may live long. When you build a new house, you shall make a parapet for your roof, that you may not bring the guilt of blood upon your house. If anyone should fall from it, You should not sow you should not sow your vineyard with two kinds of seed, lest the whole yield be fortified. The crop that you have sown and the yield of the vineyard, you shall not plow with the ox and the donkey together. You shall not wear cloth of wood and linen mixed together. You shall make yourselves tassels on the four corners of the garment with which you cover yourself. And then you got laws concerning sexual immortality. Hmm. If any man takes a wife and goes in on her and then hates her and accuses her of misconduct and brings a bad name upon her, saying, I took this woman when I came near her, and I did not in find in her evidence of virginity, then the father of the young woman and her mother shall take and bring out the evidence of her virginity to the elders of the city of the gate. The father of the young woman shall say to the elders, I gave my daughter to this man to marry, and he hates her. Oops. Oh dear. And behold, he has accused her of misconduct, saying, I did not find evidence of your daughter's virginity, and yet this is the evidence of my daughter's virginity. And they shall spread the cloak before the elders of the city. The elders of the city shall take the man and whip him, and they shall fine him 100 shekels of silver and give him to the father of the young woman, because he has brought a bad name upon the virgin of Israel, and she shall be his wife. Mm, yeah, translation. Don't be mistreating your wife. Don't be mistreating your wife, fellas. And say that. Woo. And he may not divorce her all his days, but if the thing is true, the evidence of that virginity was not found with the young woman, they shall bring the young woman out the door of the father's house, and the men of the city shall stone her to death with stones, because she has done this outrageous thing in Israel by whoring her father's house. So you shall purge the evil from your midst. Oh boy. Kind of like we see something like that coming up in the New Testament, but like I say, I ain't gonna spoil how that's gonna go down until we get there. Some of y'all probably know, but like I say, we'll get there in the future. There, like I say, it'll take a while, but we're gonna get there. I plan to read this whole Bible, so yeah, purge it from your miss there. But if in the open country a man meets a young woman who is betrothed, and the man seizes her and lies with her, then only the man who lay with her shall die. Yeah, and there's something in the, and not in the New Testament, but there is something a few books into this Old Testament that kind of happens pertaining to what I just read about. You see, so you meet a young woman that's betrothed, that's engaged to somebody, and you decide you want to take her for yourself and lay with her. There, you know what I mean by that. There, yes, that's like I say, that would be like, I'm just saying as an example. If I was, I'm out somewhere, or better yet, if like when me and Christina were engaged to each other, she was engaged to me. We married in 2011. That would be like if some brother out there saw her like, ooh, hey Christina, and she's engaged, and he run up to her so it sort of make me think of Johnny Bravo. Like, hey there, Christina, why don't you get with me? And lays up with her. So that means, yeah, this brother would be in some major trouble according to this Old Testament text here. Yeah. So, ooh, but you shall do nothing to the young woman. She has committed no offense punishable by death. For this case is like that of a man attacking and murdering his neighbor, because he met her in an open country. Though the betrothed young woman cried for help, there was no one to rescue her. It is a pretty, and I know this is a pretty dark term to use, but that made me think. They say he cried out for help and no one came to rescue pretty much a rape victim there. If a man meets a virgin who is not betrothed, seizes her and lies with her, and they are found. So if he meets a virgin, and she's not engaged to nobody, then the man who lay with her shall give to her father of the young woman 50 shekels of silver. She shall be his wife, because he has violated, and he may not divorce her in all his days. The man shall not take his father's wife, so that he does not uncover his father's nakedness. Going back to that last verse before we end the chapter. You say again, the woman is not betrothed when she's a virgin, and you're a brother that comes up there. Hey, I see you're single. I'm single. And next thing you know, you lie with her. Now you violated her virginity. So you practically are paying a fee to be her husband now. Yeah. But simpler way to not put yourself in that situation: no sex before marriage. Capiche? Yeah. Yeah, like I said, you meet a young lady, y'all fall in love with each other, get to know her, y'all court and everything like that. Then, okay, I propose to you. Then, once the two of y'all got married, then it's on. So, yeah, do it the right way. And chapter 23, those excluded from the assembly. We're getting pretty far. No one whose testicles are crushed. Whose testicles are crushed, or whose male organ is cut off, shall ever enter the assembly of the Lord. No one born of a forbidden union may enter the assembly of the Lord. Even to the 10th generation, none of his descendants may enter the assembly of the Lord. Okay? No Amorite or Moabite may enter the assembly of the Lord. Even to the 10th generation, none of them may enter the assembly of the Lord forever, because they did not meet with you with bread and with water on the way when you came out of Egypt. And because they hired against you Balaam, the son of Beor, say Beor, of Petor, of Mesopotamia, to curse you, but the Lord your God would not listen to Balaam. Instead, the Lord turned the curse into a blessing for you, because the Lord your God loved you. You shall not seek their peace or their prosperity all your days forever. You shall not hold Abhor and Edomite, for he is your brother. You shall not appall an Egyptian, because you are a sojourner in the land. Children born to them of the third generation may enter the assembly of the Lord. Then the uncleanliness of the camp. But when you are encamped against your enemies, then you shall keep yourself from every evil thing. If any man among you becomes unclean because of a nocturnal emission, then he shall go outside the camp. He shall not come inside the camp, but when evening comes, he shall bathe himself in water. As the sun sets, he may come inside the camp. You shall have a place outside the camp. You shall go out of it to it, and you shall have a trowel with your tools and sit down outside, dig a hole in it, and turn back and cover up your excrement, because the Lord your God walks in the midst of your camp to deliver you and give up your enemies before you. Therefore, your camp must be holy, so that he may not see anything indecent among you or turn away from you. And some more miscellaneous laws say, you shall not give up to you shall not give up his master's slave. You shall not give up to his master's a slave who has escaped from his master to you. He shall dwell with you in the place that he shall choose within one of the towns, wherever it suits him. You shall not you should not wrong him. None of the daughters of Israel shall be a cult prostitute, and none of the sons of Israel shall be a cult prostitute. You shall not bring a fee of a prostitute or wages of a dog into the house of the Lord your God in payment for any vow. Both of these are an abomination to the Lord your God. You shall not charge interest on loans to your brother, interest on money, interest on food, interest on anything that is lent for interest. You may charge a foreigner interest, but you may not charge your brother interest, that the Lord your God may bless you in all you undertake in the land that you are entering to take possession of it. If you make a vow to the Lord your God, you shall not delay fulfilling it, for the Lord your God will surely require it of you, and you will be guilty of sin. But if you refrain from vowing, you will not be guilty of sin. You shall be careful to do what has passed your lips, for you have voluntarily vowed to the Lord your God what you have promised with your mouth. If you go into your neighbor's vineyard, you may eat your fill of the grapes, as many as you wish, but you shall not put any in your bag. If you go to a neighbor's standing your neighbor's standing grain, you may pluck the ears with your hand, but you shall not put a sickle to your neighbor's standing grain. Then we have, and then along with some more miscellaneous laws, the laws concerning divorce. When a man takes a wife and marries her, if then she finds no favor in his eyes, because he has found some indecency in her, and he writes her a certificate of divorce and puts it in her hand and sends her out of his house, and she departs out of his house. And if she goes and becomes another man's wife, and the latter man hates her and writes her a certificate of divorce, and puts it in her hand and sends her out of his house, or if the latter man dies who took her to be his wife, and the former husband who sent her away may not take her again to be his wife after she has been defiled, for that is an abomination to the Lord before the Lord, and you shall not bring the sin up on the land the Lord your God is giving you for inheritance. Mm. And when a man is newly married, he shall not go out with the army or be liable for any public duty. He shall be free at home for 1 year to be happy with his wife whom he has taken. No one shall take a meal or an upper milestone and pledge taking taking a life in pledge. If a man is found stealing one of his brothers or the people of Israel, say if he treats him as a slave or sells him, then that thief shall die. So you shall purge the evil from your midst. Take care in the case of leprous disease to be very careful according to to all that the Levitical priests shall direct you as I command them. So be careful. So you shall be careful to do. Remember what the Lord your God did to Miriam on your way out on your way as you came out of Egypt. When you make your neighbor alone of any sort, you shall not go into his house to collect his pledge. You shall stand outside. The man whom you make the loan shall bring the pledge to you. If he is a poor man, you shall not sleep in his pledge. You will restore him the pledge as the sun sets, then he may sleep in his cloak and bless you. And it shall be righteousness before the Lord your God. You shall not oppress the hired worker who is poor and needy, whether he is one of your brothers or a sojourner who comes in the land within your town. You shall give him wages on that same day before the sunset, for he is poor and counts on it, lest he cry against you to the Lord and you be guilty of sin. Home pages stop sticking together. Yeah, there we go. And continuing over into 25 with laws concerning levirate marriage. Fathers shall not be put to death because of their children, nor shall the children be put to death because of their fathers, but each one put to death for his own sin. You shall not prevent. You shall not pervert the justice due to a sojourner to the fatherless, or take a widow's garment in pledge. But you shall remember that you were a slave in Egypt, and the Lord your God redeemed you from here. Therefore, I command you to do this. When you reap your harvest in your fields and forget a sheaf in the field, you shall not go back to get it. It shall be for the sojourner, the fatherless, and the widow, that the Lord your God may bless you in all the work of your hands. When you bear your olive trees, you shall not go over them again. It shall be for the sojourner, the fatherless, and the widow. When you gather the grapes of your vineyard, you shall not strip it afterwards. It shall be for the sojourner, the fatherless, and the widow. You shall remember that you were a slave in the land of Egypt. Therefore, I commanded you to do this. If there is a dispute between men and they come into court and the judges decide between them, acquitting the innocent and condemning the guilty, if a guilty man deserves to be beaten, the judge shall cause him to lie down and be beaten in his presence with a number of stripes in his proportion to his offense. 40 stripes may be given to him, no more, lest if one shall beat him with more stripes, these your brother be degraded in your sight. You shall not muzzle an ox when treading out the grain. And the laws concerning the Levirate marriage. If brothers dwell together, and one of them dies and has no son, the wife of the dead man shall not be married outside of the family to a stranger. Her husband's brother shall go in and take her as his wife and perform the duty of a husband's brother to her. And the first son whom she bears shall succeed the name of his dead brother. His name may not be, say, blotted out of Israel. And if the man does not wish to take his brother's wife, then his brother's wife shall go up to the gate of the elders. My husband's brother refuses to perpetuate his brother's name in Israel. He will not perform the duty of a husband's brother to me, and the elders shall call him and speak to him. And if he persists, saying, I do not wish to take her, then the brother's wife shall go up to the priest of the elders, say, pull his sandal off his foot, and spit in his face. And she shall answer, saying, so shall it be done. The man who does not build up his brother's house, in the name of his house he shall be called in Israel, the house of him who has his sandal he has pulled off. And when men with one another, and the wife of one draws near to rescue her husband from the hand of one who is beating him, puts out her hand, seizes him by his private parts, then you shall cut her hand off. Your eyes shall have no pity. Ouch. And have in your you shall not have in your bag two kinds of weights, a large and a small. You shall not have in your house two kinds of measures, large and a small, and a full and fair in the land that the Lord is giving you. For all who do such things, who act dishonestly, are an abomination to the Lord your God. Remember what Amalekiah did to you on your way as you came out of Egypt, how he attacked you on the way when you were faint and weary and cut off your tail, those who were lagging behind you. He did not fear God. Therefore, when the Lord your God given you rest from all your enemies around you in the land that the Lord is going to be giving you from an inheritance to possess, he shall blot out the memory of Amalek from the heaven, and you shall not forget it. So, I think that's it. So I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to read from 20 to 25. So make a note of that here, so that way I can make that change. As Michael Jackson say, make that change in my not Leviticus, Deuteronomy. So I read from 20 to 25. Okay. All right. So when we come back here again, more than likely will be Wednesday. We'll be starting with the 26th chapter, and go as far as we can. And chances are, which I'll give you more clarification in the weekly update, either tomorrow or Tuesday night. After Wednesday's Bible reading, I would try to get another bonus one in on Thursday, after work and everything. So within those 2 nights, I should be finished with Deuteronomy and be able to start Joshua next week. So that's the plan. That's what we're gonna go for. But until then, excuse me. Make sure y'all definitely like, share, and subscribe. Definitely get our available books, and also support us on that Patreon, just like the Iceman Universe does, and check out his stuff, stuff he got full length reactions to. Also, definitely support the Miracle Crew, Big Sis Casey, Queen Tina, and of course, EJ the Supreme. And just like you hang out with us here in these live streams, be sure to also hang out with us in Discord and on Facebook. And we can sell each other some stuff on that Macari app. And without further ado, like I say, we will see y'all next time. Like I say again, hope to finish this finish Deuteronomy within this week so we can start Joshua next week. And so on and so on after that. So till then, y'all take care, everybody. Peace out.